I'm going to show you how to put on easy glue-on shoes on your horse. On the table, this is all the supplies you're going to need. So what you want to start with first is taking a drill sander and going along each of the tabs and getting it buffed out so that there's no more of the shiny plastic on there and it's just the raw sanded plastic. There's 8 tabs on each shoe, so you want to make sure that you're doing every single tab and that you're really focusing on the part that the glue is going to be attached to, which is going to be the upper part. If you can't get all the way to the bottom, it's not the biggest deal, but you really want to make sure that the top half is super sanded. Okay, now that you have each tab sanded, the next thing you want to do is get some rubbing alcohol, get a paper towel, get the paper towel soaked, and then you're going to go over each tab that you just sanded and clean it off with the alcohol. This is going to ensure that there's no debris or dirt that's on it because these need to be clear of everything so that the glue actually has a chance to stick and that the shoes stay on for a long time. The alcohol is also fast drying instead of using something like water because the shoes and the hooves cannot be wet at all. Okay, so now that we have the shoes prepped, now we're going to prep the horse's feet. So he already has gotten a trim, so what I'm doing is taking a wire brush and I'm just cleaning all of the dirt on the outside of the hoof, and I'm going to do it to both feet. Now you're just going to take your rasp and you're just going to clean the outside of each hoof. You're focusing on the areas that those tabs are going to sit. So if you need to see, this is your first time doing it, just put the shoe on without any glue and just see where those tabs are sitting. But yeah, you're just going to go around and do this to both feet and really focusing on those tabbed areas. Now you're going to take that same alcohol and you're going to clean the outside of your horse's hooves just like we did with the shoes. So now that we have the shoes prepped, we're going to just go ahead and check fit again. So right where I'm pointing, you want to make sure that that toe is sticking over that just a tad. And when you lift your horse's foot up, that little triangle piece is in line with the back of the frog and it's not overreaching too far over their heel. Now it's time to glue it on. So you're going to want to make sure you're wearing rubber gloves, that you have your electrical tape ready and handy, that you have your glue and your shoe. So you're going to take the glue and you're going to just put a decent amount on each tab and you're going to rub it around, really focusing on the top half where you got your drill sander all cleaned up with it. But don't be shy with the amount of glue. The more you have on, the longer it's going to stay. So from there, you're going to quickly get your horse's foot up, put the shoe on just like we did the first time, and you want to really make sure now that the shoe is not crooked, that the toe is hanging off the edge just a little bit, that each tab is making contact on the hoof. Grab your electrical tape, and you're going to go around the bottom of the hoof and do a couple of wraps to make sure that there's pressure from the bottom of the hoof to the top of the hoof. Once you have your wraps from the bottom of the hoof to the top of the hoof, now you're going to place your foot down and you're going to go from the top of the tabs all the way to the bottom of the tabs with firm pressure. You don't want it super loose, but really make sure that there's no visible tabs from this because this is how your tabs are going to secure and cure onto the hoof wall. So this is what it should look like after you've done your first set of wraps, and you want to let this sit for about 20 minutes. Okay, so once your time is up, you're going to go ahead and take that electrical tape and you're going to unwrap your hoof on both feet. You're going to grab your same glue and you're going to trace the glue around each tab, all 8 of them on both feet. So you want to put a decent amount of glue and you're just going to go up and down and trace each tab on the outside with the glue. Now this is the last round of tape that you're going to have to do, but once you've traced each tab, you're going to take your electrical tape again and you're going to cover the tabs again from top to bottom on both feet. So this is what it should look like when it's done, and you're going to let this sit for another 10 to 20 minutes. Then you're going to remove your electrical tape, and this is how it should look when it's done.